My lords, it's a pleasure to follow the powerful remarks of the noble Lord Shepley, and I associate myself with his and others' questions on about when we can expect the devolution white paper. We know the slogan "Take Back Control" was to the forefront in 2016, and I don't believe it has any less. Indeed, I would suggest it has more resonance today, given the loss of the democratic oversight and opportunities of the European Parliament. Now, I declare my position as a Vice President of the Local Government Association and the input of the Yorkshire and Humber Green Party into these questions. Most of them are concerned with democracy. Now, the Noble Lord the Minister, in his introductory remarks, referred to the consent for these plans and the percentage of people who indicated agreement to the lead question. So I'd ask the Noble Lord the Minister what alternative was offered to people in that. Would it have meant a loss of money to the region, which would apparently appear to be so as I understand it? Were people given the option, the alternative to show perhaps a support for the One Yorkshire plan that in 2019, 18 of the 20 councils of the regions backed? So where is the government's evidence for the support of the people? Why indeed was a referendum not held as has been occurred in the past? And as other noble lords have said, London has an elected assembly that scrutinises the work of the mayor, not perhaps as strongly as we might like, but nonetheless it exists and has the opportunity to question, to challenge. Why does Yorkshire not have a similar assembly, or indeed, given its scale, a parliament? What can one person really represent 2.5 million people? And as other noble lords have said, is there not a democratic loss through the loss of the elected police and crime commissioner, with the deputy mayor for policing being a political appointee, as the noble lady Baroness Pinnock said? Now, across West Yorkshire, more than 8% of elected councillors are from parties other than Labour, Conservative and Liberal Democrats. How are the voices of those voters going to be properly represented on the combined authority? Very briefly, in the time available to me, just some questions about education. There's a very low level of participation in adult education across the region, 30%, just below the lowest level nationally of 29% in the southwest. Is there really enough resources here for the new mayor to be able to make a difference on that? And perhaps the noble Lord the Minister could either now or at some point in the future, given that housing is such a huge issue in the area, did the government consider allowing the right to suspend right to buy in West Yorkshire to the mayor, and indeed to allow specification of higher levels of energy efficiency as part of the powers of the mayor? Thank you, my lords.